gang? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a very long time since I've uploaded a video. I apologize for that, but you know, life has been lifing. You know, family man, working man, tons and tons of things going on, kids sports, all those different things and everything like that. So it's been a little tough to put out the videos like I used to. But hey, it's 2026 and I'm back with a brand new video. Obviously, you know, things have started to look a little different in the fishing industry lately, especially with me. I have changed platforms, obviously. You guys have seen me in a Hobie Pro Angler for years. I can't even count how many years I've been in those boats. And decided to try something new for 2026. And I'm actually going to be working with Big Adventures and the Bonafide crew over there. And I have been fortunate enough to grab a Bonafide XTR130. So today we're going to give a quick walkthrough of how I have rigged this platform for fishing and fishing the way that I like to fish. One of the number one things about this boat that it is vastly different from my previous platforms, and so much room for change and opportunity to allow me to kind of adjust and readjust the way that I fish. And so one of the things I'm super excited about is this video. Yeah, let's get right into it. So first and foremost, we're gonna start at the bow of the boat. You know, coming from my previous platform, you know, pedals to motoring is a big change for me, at least from a bow mounted standpoint. I've run a bow mount on another platform of mine in the past as well, and obviously you can see that we're going to be doing something a little bit different with this boat, but we are running a bow mount motor on this. We're running the Minn Kota Power Drive 55-pound thrust on here. It's a 12-volt motor, and it's a great motor. It's been one that I've really enjoyed running over the last handful of years. It's got spot lock, it's got GPS, all those cool things, and it was fairly inexpensive. I actually got a really good deal on this motor on Facebook Marketplace, and brand new in the box. Didn't cost me an arm and a leg, and then I upgraded with the Minn Kota spot lock head on the top of this. And I'm powering this motor with a Lifetime 100 amp hour mini lithium ion battery. I've got all my wiring and everything in here set up pretty cleanly. I set up through the mounting plate up here in the front, the pass-through plate. I did cut a hole for my Anderson plug to run that through there, and then I also have a battery meter on here so that I can always see just how much power I have left when I'm out on the water at a glance. It is backlit as well. That just keeps things fluent, makes things easier to control, and makes things easier for me to see while I'm out on the water, so I don't have to worry about running out of battery, because nobody wants to do that while you're out on the water. I am running the 90-degree Bonafide mounting plate up here on the front, so it gives me the option if I want to change how I decide to set this motor up on the front of the boat. I can obviously change that to whatever direction, because one of the bigger things for me was I didn't really want the motor head, whenever the motor is retracted, going straight across the front of the deck, because then it takes up this space here and removes my ability to access this front hatch where my batteries and everything are stored. So I went with the 90 degrees so that I could kind of cant that to the side and keep this space open so that I have access to that panel. I'm also running the bow navigation lights on the front, the stick and glows from Naqua. These lights are actually very nice, and they're insanely bright. There's two modes on them. You've got the red and the green, obviously, and then you have a white mode as well. I'm just really running this to a switch right here on the deck to a 20 amp hour Naqua battery. I didn't actually run the cabling and wiring to those into the actual hull. Didn't want to drill a hole for that, and I didn't want to try to figure out a way to poke those through this front mounting plate up here, this pass-through plate, to get into the hull. So no problem, no big deal. Easily sits right here on the deck. The battery's out of the way. It's a small compact battery, so I don't have to worry about any of that. I've also got a pair of rock lights up here in the front, red lighting, just to provide some lighting across the front of the deck up here, just so, you know, low light situations I have some visibility up here, and it also just looks really cool. So that's what I'm running for that. I also have two 20 amp hour Naqua batteries that I'm also running in here, that is powering all the other accessories that are on the boat. I have the Yak Power 8 hub in here with Bluetooth and all of that functionality, that I'm running all of my electronics and other accessories, lighting, etc., camera, all those different things to this. All right, the cockpit, where all the magic actually happens. This boat has so much space. So much space. Like, this is one of the biggest things that was so different for me coming from my previous platform into this one, was the incredible amount of space that I have in here. Just so much leg room for me to stand up. I actually do stand up on this front deck, which is pretty wild to think about. This boat is incredibly stable. But we'll start with kind of what the gear up here is. You know, obviously I'm running just a catch crossbar right here from these two track mounted spaces here to put my graph on top of there. I'm running a Lowrance Elite FS9 single. I'm not running any dual graphs or anything like that on this boat like I did in my previous platform. I really just wanted to keep things simple, you know, simplified fishing, and just kind of get back to my roots a little bit, just kind of making things easier on the water. Also have a quad lock battery charger on here, wireless battery charger. So when I'm out on the water, I never have to worry about my cell phone running out of juice while I'm out here. And then we have the front hatch. This is really cool. This is not standard by any means. This is something that I added on my own. I added a gas shock in here. I wanted to be able to get into this, and I wanted to be able to open this front hatch, have everything out of the way, and not have to worry about anything being tangled up or this lid going up too high when I'm out on the water, or if it's a little windy or something like that, wind taking this and blowing it forward. I didn't want to have to deal with any of that. So I installed a set of gas shocks in here that allowed me to open this hands-free. I can work around in here and get whatever tackle out of here that I need. I also have the one objective dividers that are in here, and I have this one objective front plate right here that I actually modified. There's a gear caddy thing that comes with the boat that I modified so that I could actually bolt that to the front of this one objective mounting plate, so I have a place to put my tools while I'm out on the water. Love the way that this is set up. Everything is super clean. Again, the pass-through plate that's in there, I ran my wires from my graph straight through that and into the hull. They run into my battery system and everything like that. No problems, no issues. And again, this is out of the way. I mean, I can literally just boom, boom. I don't have to worry about it. It stays down when it's closed. I don't have to worry about latching this while I'm out on the water, so no issues with if I, you know, get a little tippy or something, this is not gonna fly open. I don't have to worry about anything like that. I got another set of rock lights right here. Again, red, illuminate the deck, so I have visibility, low light situations, and again, it just looks cool. Also, I'm running the Wizard foot control steering. Probably the best, I mean, if not, it is the best foot control steering on the market, in my opinion. I mean, ball bearing configuration runs smoothly across this track. No issues ever on the water with steering binding up or anything like that. Smooth as butter. Amazing steering system, I love it. And I have a Scotty cup holder over here, so I have a place to throw a cup or throw some extra baits or whatever when I'm out on the water. Stuff gets, you know, tear off or break off or whatever, I can just drop the old plastics in that cup holder and keep on moving. I mounted my Yak Power remote to this other interior pass-through plate that's right here on my left-hand side. So that's where I have easy access to that control panel whenever I want to turn on lights or turn on my graph or power something else that's on the boat. Boom, I can just press those buttons and keep it moving. I actually made, for the seat, so obviously, you know, this is a swiveling seat. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of the swivel. I do like the aspect of the swivel, but I don't like the free swivel. So I actually did put the locking base on this so that I can, so whenever I'm not in the mood for swiveling freely, I can lock this seat and don't have to worry about, you know, any kind of rotation on this, you know, prematurely whenever I don't really want to be rotating. I actually built for my remote because there's not a lot of really good solutions out there on the market for the Newport or just your motor steering, throttle control, to really put it where, in my opinion, it really should be, which is really close to your body, where you don't have to like reach down for it. It's not going to be in your way and things like that. So I actually made out of some starboard, I made a bracket that I actually mounted mine to, and I actually mounted it to the side of the seat here, so that again, it stays with me regardless of where the seat goes, everything like that. And this is so out of the way that I don't have to worry about my rod butt hitting this. I don't have to worry about my net or anything getting caught up on this. My feet aren't going to get tangled up in it. There's no cable and wire laying on the floor that anything's going to get hung up in. It's all up out of the way. It's really close to the body. It's boom, I can just tap it right here with my hand, go back to fishing, do everything that I need to do, and not have to really worry about anything. And that's one of the big things about that setup that I really like. I put a lot of time into thinking how I wanted to put all this together, and that was one of my favorite things about how I've kind of set this boat up. Over here on this side, I obviously have a rod holder, Scotty R5, best rod holder on the market by any stretch of the means. And yeah, I mean that pretty much wraps up the cockpit. Again, this seat is all-day comfort. When you think about being on the water all day long, you got the Millennium seat. It's wide. This mesh is super soft and comfortable. You don't have to worry about any binding in your back, especially when you're wearing a PFD. No issues in that department whatsoever. So it's adjustable. So you can, if you want, you can actually put this down, and you can stand up and move it again and slide it forward or whatever you want to do with it. Reconfigure this whole setup just for all-day comfort on the water. When I'm out on those really long trips, I can kind of lean the seat back, kick my feet up here on the front deck, and kind of stretch out a bit, which is really, really nice. It's not something I was really able to do in any of my previous platforms, but it's something I really, really do enjoy about this boat. And yeah, man, I really, really love the way the seat and just how much space I have up here. Oftentimes I forget what to do with my feet and legs because, again, I come from a pedaling platform where now I just press a button, boom, I hit the motor, or I grab the throttle, boom, and take off on the motor. So it's been times where I'm out on the water and I want to move or traverse to another spot real quickly, and it's like, boom, my feet go, and it's like there's nothing there. So it's just all this space to stand up. I fly fish as well. Got plenty of open deck for fly line. I don't have to worry about anything getting tangled up on anything. There's no drive in the way for my line to get wrapped up around. Anything like that just makes it so much easier to fish from this platform. And it's so easily reconfigurable to fish any kind of way that I would absolutely want to fish out of this boat. All right, we are at the back of the boat, the stern. So, very obviously you can see I am running a Newport NK300 on here. By far best motor on the market, period, point blank. It's quiet, it's very, very fast, it's insanely powerful. And on a platform like this, I've easily gotten around 6.2, 6.3 miles per hour out of this, especially whenever I'm thinking about trying to get to a spot really quickly or trying to take those long haul trips where the front motor is really just not going to give me what I really need. And I don't have to worry about killing it. I can use that for all of my tactical and transitional fishing from one spot to another, spot locking, etc. This is the motor to get me where I want to go, and it absolutely does it flawlessly. It's one of my favorite things about this boat as well. I'm running the Newport 36 volt 40 amp hour battery on this. I've never had any issues out of this battery. I've never had to worry about running it, killing it, running it dead or anything like that. It's got the Bluetooth BMS on it, so I'm able to easily monitor how much juice I'm using and how much power I have left. No problems, no issues with that whatsoever. Again, all of this is run into the Wizard foot control steering up here, so I have full mobility and control over the motor and everything that I want to do with it, lift arm, etc. And then I have a Firefly 360 light on the back of here. I really love this light. I thought it was super simple. A lot of people really don't like drilling big holes in their boat, and I think, me personally, I was a little nervous about doing so at the beginning as well. But I went ahead and drilled that hole in there, and I mounted that in there. Typically this is something that you would run on a bass boat or a boat like it. But I really think that a light like this really, really pairs very, very nicely with this. It easily comes out of here. You can lay it down. I usually just throw it in my rod holder right here and don't worry about it whenever I'm traveling. I have lost one of these. Do not leave that tied into that while you're driving, because it will come out of there. I completely did not expect that to happen, but I did lose one, and thankfully they were very kind enough to replace it for me. Even if it was my own fault that it did come out of there, I really do appreciate that. But I'm also running a Naqua dual USB port back here in the back for my camera. That way I can plug in my USB back here. It's got USB A and C on that, or yeah, USB A and C on that. And then I'm running a Scotty camera boom. I was one of the ones lucky enough to prototype this for multiple years before it finally came out last year. This model is a fully carbon fiber, fully articulating. You can bend and fold it in any different direction that you want. It's an amazing camera boom. I've used a lot of different camera booms over the years. I've even made some of my own, and they really just don't work all that well. You know, this thing is very, very stable. I'm running the GoPro Max 360 on this. So, you know, you automatically already get the stability and all the horizon leveling and everything like that out of this camera. So paired with this boom, it's night and day. I mean, it's probably the best recording setup that you can get on the water right now. And very, very big fan of that. Love that camera boom. For my rod holder setup, you guys can see I'm not running a crate on here. You know, you've probably seen my big black box crate that I made, the big custom one that I made years ago. And I still have that crate. I run it on a different platform that I have. And I will continue to run that box. But on this platform, I'm not running a crate. Again, simplifying my fishing. I have all the storage that I need right up here in the front in the cockpit, so I didn't need to have a crate back here. So I went with like a kind of a patchwork setup to build this custom rod holder setup using multiple different components from a few different companies, and this thing came out super, super awesome. I got this idea from Gerald, 3 the Hard Way Fishing on Instagram, and I think he's on YouTube. Probably not on YouTube, but he's on Instagram. You know my boy Gerald. He's running the XTR as well. And dude, I mean, he's running this exact same setup, and I saw him at the demo day, and I was like, dude, I really, really like that, and I wanted to build my own. It is expensive to build this out like this. I can't remember exactly how much it was, but it was probably well over 200 bucks to build this setup in the way that it is. But I'm running the Yak Attack rod tubes that go on the black pack, and these upward mounts are made by a company called Yak Hobby. They're 3D printed. They're made to bolt right up to these rod holders, and then they bolt onto this track. I can't remember the name of this track. I want to say this is a Yak Gadget 4-way crossbar. I can't remember specifically, but I do want to say that that's what it is. Picked it up at Mariner Sales. All of these items you can actually buy at Mariner Sales, and I absolutely recommend that you do go shop at Mariner Sales if you are looking for kayaks or kayak accessories. Please go shop at Mariner Sales and pick them up. And I put this together like that, and it has been phenomenal. I mean, this thing is rock solid. I mean, there is no movement in this, left or right, front or back. Super stable. I can throw 6 rods in here, which is typically more than I'm usually running. I'm running anywhere from 5 to 6 rods on any given occasion, so I've got plenty of space for rods. They've obviously got the bungees on here to keep them in there if anything was to happen. Obviously running a metal catch board on here. You know, I was a competitive angler, not so much anymore, but you know, obviously I still like to measure my fish and see how big they are, and so obviously I keep a catch board on here with me. That's just running into the catch holder that I've got bolted onto here as well. And you know, my transducers back here on the back, you know, they make the transducer mounting place point on the back here at the far back of the stern, down at the water line. So that's where I mounted my all-in 3-in-1 transducer back here off the back. And I've also got 2 more rock lights back here that are just back here off the back side of the boat that point down into the water. Again, it's all about aesthetics. You know, Deion Sanders has always said, if you look good, you feel good. Well, my philosophy behind that is, if you look good, you fish good. And if you fish good, they bite good. So, yeah, I put 2 more rock lights back here. That's all powered through the Yak power. And then also I have the, before I put the NK on here, I didn't have a rudder back here. So I had a little bit of some issues with tracking. So I added these, the Bonafide, they're like some bolt-on flaps that go on the bottom. I cannot think of the name of them. I'll leave a link to them down in the description for you guys that are running the XTR or the PWR, even the SS127, because that's where these were really made popular, was on the SS127. And they bolt right up to the bottom of the boat, where the drag bumpers are that go on there. You pull those off, put these on underneath, and put the bumpers back on with a longer screw. Those have helped tremendously with tracking. I don't have any issues with tracking without the motor. With the motor on there, it actually even improves the trackability with the motor, even though I have the 300 with the fairing in the middle where it's making the water cut around it better. Boat runs so great the way that it sits. And yeah, so I mean, I think that pretty much covers everything on this boat. I don't think I missed anything. And again, this being a new platform for me, running into 2026, it's super exciting. I've been out on the water quite a few times in this boat. I've already slimed it up quite a bit, done some catfishing in it, did some night fishing in it, caught a ton of fish out of this boat already, and I love this boat. Super stable platform. It's one that I think a lot of people will get a lot of enjoyment out of, for years to come. Got some potential to take one of my kids out with me as well, and because I do have the extra seat that bolts up here onto the front deck. I'm actually trying to come up with a way to actually configure that where I don't have to remove this front hatch lid, where I can actually come up with something where I can actually sit that on the front deck and actually secure it to the deck so that I don't have to worry about taking that off. I can literally just pop my graph off, move my wires out of the way, and then just bolt that to the deck. But that's for another video. I'll figure that out at another point in time, and when I do, obviously I'll share that with you guys. But in the meantime, I really do appreciate you guys checking my video out. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave those down in the comment section. As always, I will get back with you. But yeah, as always, if you like what I'm doing, if you love what I'm doing, if you hate what I'm doing, by all means, hit that subscribe button, leave some feedback down there in the comments, and catch you bro in the next video. That Bastard Shooter out. Peace.